and do one from each side alternatively. Any questions from the sisters' side to start off with? Or even the gents?
There is one.
There is one.
Assalamu alaikum. When we said, when we're talking about aql and like using our reasoning to come to conclusions and to ponder over things and think about things, how do we then know if we're coming to the right conclusions? Because it would all then be based on the knowledge that we've gained until that point, or the information that we have at hand, even though we're saying that we should sit and ponder over them.
So we have to learn proper method of reasoning. And this is why we study mantiq, logic. Logic tells us what should we observe with the form of the reasoning and with the content, because you need two things. One is the content, those things that you use as major and minor premises, for example, and how to put them together to have a productive, fruitful montage argument. So many times people, maybe unknowingly, they make mistakes because they are not careful about different types of mistakes, or what we say fallacies that can happen. Sometimes people deliberately want to deceive people, sometimes either in religion or in politics or social issues. Some people deliberately argue in the way that they can hide the weakness of their position. But sometimes people, they don't have bad intention, they just don't realize that they are making mistakes. So we have to be well equipped with logic. This is why in the Hose we study several books on mantiq. Of course, studying is not enough, because you have to implement. So anything, you study a language, but you may not be able to speak language. But at least the first step is that we study. We take exams, we ponder, we teach, so that our mind is organized. Yeah? Mind of a scholar must be working like a watch, very organized, so that if there is any weakness in the argument, he quickly realizes.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Any questions from the gents? Or even sisters, if you just raise your hand.
Assalamu alaikum. What is the difference between mantiq and philosophy?
Mantiq is a science which is prerequisite for philosophy. So we learn mantiq and then we use it in philosophy and other subjects. Because mantiq is telling us how to argue, but then you use it in philosophy for arguing properly about existence and characteristics of existence, about wajibul wujud, all this. So it is a kind of instrument used by philosophers, used by other scholars.
Thank you. Should we have one last question? Anybody on the gents? Okay. If there's no more questions, we'll inshallah take a short 5 to 10 minute break, and then we'll reconvene again for the next class on science of fiqh, inshallah. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.